B.C. The voice we hear is that of Conan the Barbarian, telling his story. The ancient times he speaks of are times of violence, of cruelty of man toward man, of destruction of whole people, of things that have not changed enough with the passage of time.
I was but a young lad as I stood on the hill with my mother, listening in fascination to the words of my father as he worked at his anvil on a mighty sword of steel.
This sword, the greatest work of my life, shall someday be yours, Conan. For you are my son, and someday you too must learn the secret of steel. Steel is strength, steel is power, steel is might. Fire and wind are gifts from the gods of the sky, but the secret of steel comes from Crom, who lives in the earth. Crom is your god. Are you listening, man?
Yes, Father.
Then hear this too. Let shamans and fools worship Crom if they will, but he is a cruel god who cares nothing for the suffering of men. Learn only the secret of steel from Crom, and you will have no more need for him. Your sword will be your soul.
The next day, I was to learn for myself the true meaning of the word suffering. The Vanir, a savage warrior tribe from the north, attacked our village without warning, without mercy. My father's sword found the heart of many a treacherous Vanir, but there were too many to withstand, and in the end he was torn to ribbons by a horde of Vanir warhounds. The savage Vanir slew my mother before my very eyes, and flaunting their horrible snake banners, they lined up in front of the doomed village, chanting a single word, the true meaning of which I would learn only years later. Then, at a signal, the whole village was put to the torch, and I was put in chains along with the other children. And the last sight I beheld as we were led away was the heads of my parents on a pair of Vanir pikes. By this time, I had become what some called a giant of a man. And when we arrived at my new owner's castle, I learned soon enough why he had brought me there.
Into the pit with him!
Prodding me with their spears, his men forced me down into a gigantic fighting pit. Glowering at me across the pit was a huge monster of a man, snarling through hideous pointed teeth, filed razor sharp, his deep-set eyes aflame with raging hate.
Prepare to die, barbarian dog. Your first pit fight will be your last.
With the fury of a panther, he lunged for my throat, and the battle was on.
Look, the barbarian is down. We have had him by the throat. We've been robbed. This fight's finished before it even started. No! Look! He's up! The barbarian is up! He's tossed Milton right over on his back.
But Mugen was up on his feet in an instant.
This time, Barbarian, there is no escape. I'll destroy you.
And he charged head down with a ferocity that nearly caved in my chest.
If the wheel of fate cannot destroy me, neither can you, by the blood of Christ! Not to me!
bloodthirsty crowd was cheering for me, the pit fighter, the gladiator, killer of men. And from that day, I had to go on killing in battle after battle. I was taught the art of war by masters, and learned language, and writing, and the love of women. And living was easy. Yet I was still a prisoner, caged behind bars, and the yearning to be free burned stronger than ever in my heart. Then one night, there was a deep rumbling in the earth, and the floor beneath my feet began to tremble and shake.
It is the Earth Giants.
They're going to destroy us. Run for your lives.
The terrified Vanir guarding me started to run, but were crushed in their tracks by falling rocks. Yet I was unharmed, and suddenly I saw the bars of my prison fall away, and the road to freedom open up before my eyes. I must run from this place as far and as fast as my legs will carry me. And I fled wildly through snow-filled forests, frozen rivers, and ice-bound tundra. But over the sound of crunching snow and the clanking of the broken slave chain still hanging from my wrist, there rose a more menacing sound. A sound that sent a chill through my bones. The howl of a wolf pack on my trail. And soon I was on my ear, and I turned just in time to see the leader of the pack, fangs bared in a ferocious snarl, leap to the attack. One swing of my chain was enough to discourage me, but I knew I couldn't hold off the entire pack. So I backed away, hoping to find protection behind some rocks, when suddenly the ground gave way beneath my feet, and I fell into a deep pit, leaving a pack of snarling, frustrated wolves waiting above me. My cross, the narrowest place of my fight. At first I could see nothing in the darkness, until with a flint and steel from my grip, I started a fire and looked around. Suddenly in the shadows, my eye caught sight of a giant warrior, seated astride a throne, casting a huge shadow in the wall behind him. Who are you? And what is this place? I demanded imperiously, but he sat immobile and said nothing. I moved closer. Speak, or by the gods I'll... And then I realized the seated figure... Astride that huge throne sat the skeletal remains of an ancient king, sheathed in copper armor, tarnished with age. And across his lap, a sword. A magnificent sword, fit for a king. But now it is mine. Aye, and the first blow I shall strike with it will be to free myself at last from this cursed chain. And raising the mighty sword high above my head, I brought it down with such force that a single blow was sufficient to shatter the last link to my years of bondage in the land of the Vanir. Climbing out of that pit of eternal darkness, for a moment I just stood still, luxuriating in the golden light of day. But in an instant, the calm was shattered by a sound that would freeze the blood of any man. The wolf pack. They waited for me to return, and now they close it for the kill. And then I remembered my father being torn apart by the Vanir hounds, and spurred on by that bitter memory, I lay about me with my sword, with an unbounded fury that laid every savage attacker dead in a circle around me. It is finished. Over by Crom. And perhaps now my life can enter on a new beginning. Fashioning a warm cloak out of the pelts of the dead wolves, I made ready for the final phase of my escape. But in my heart I knew I would not be at peace with myself until I found the ones responsible for the death of my parents. Until vengeance was mine.